All right, welcome to the Casual Nerdcast. I am your host, Justin. Joining us joining us for this evening, Andrew.
Stephen Hawking is so cool.
You don't sound anything like him.
That wasn't supposed. That's too early. That's disrespectful to one of the greatest minds of our generation of all time. Have some respect.
Amel.
Oh, you didn't do your countdown, so I'm like totally not ready. What is this, man? I gotta like hide my face.
It's okay, man.
Hi. Also, you're not Stephen Hawking.
And Evan.
Exams suck.
Yeah.
Exams.
I don't know what are you talking about.
Hey, Justin, can we laugh at them?
Andrew can join us.
He's so stupid. He's still in school.
My God.
All right.
Oh God.
So yeah, this is going to be our last episode of this year. We're going to take a nice long winter break to go explore ourselves, go play all the games that we've accumulated over the past 2 months from the Black Friday sales or the November release dates. I would like to follow up from previous podcast. I would like everyone to know that I actually did manage to pick up a good deal on Dragon Age Inquisition. So I am now playing it, so that's pretty fantastic.
What he means to say is they're going to spend 45 minutes talking about it, and my mouth's going to be here. My jaw, sorry.
So what about you guys? What have you guys been up to, and what do you guys have planned for the weekend? Or sorry, not the weekend, sorry, the break.
The break?
Yeah.
What break? We work. We don't get no winter break.
I plan to exercise and read books.
Nah.
You're weird.
I'm no more video. I have sworn off video
like
games forever.
Wow.
I hate them. I think that they are the reason that our children are so violent. So.
Oh, you're gonna bring this argument now?
Hey Andrew. Hey Andrew. Did Stephen Hawking tell you that?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, okay. Then I'm willing to respect it a bit.
In a dream.
Oh.
Our great Stephen Hawking.
Random fun fact. Have you guys ever... What's this book? It's like everything you love is bad for you, or everything you hate is bad for you. Have you guys heard of that?
Yeah.
It's a book that's based on it's basically just like this alternate universe where video games came out before books and stuff like that, right? So it's this guy writing a bunch of stuff that's like, oh man, these books are like, they're horrible for our kids. They're just like linear storytelling. It doesn't let our kids explore all of the options that they have. Video games are just a much better storytelling medium. It's just like completely flipping the argument around, just based in a world where like books are the new cool like technology that's come out. I read a little bit from it. It's really cool. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
There's such linear storytelling. I literally read the same letters as everyone else. That's funny.
Yeah, it's like, and it starts going on about it. It's like, yeah, this is a passive like medium. We shouldn't let our kids be so passive about the way that they learn. They should be active in their like storytelling and learning experiences. And it's pretty funny.
So is it like is it an actual story? Is it like a research argument kind of book, or?
I literally like read a bunch of excerpts from it, so I don't really know.
Yeah, it literally sounds like a parody from the way you talk about it.
Yeah.
From what I read, that's what it sounds like, but I don't know. It's cool. I mean, like, obviously, I don't hate books, and books are kind of cool. I just thought it was funny.
So what are you actually doing, Andrew?
I have no idea. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Okay. Better answer. And not the one Stephen Hawking told you.
What about you, Evan? Been up to anything lately? And what do you have planned for your nice long Christmas break?
Well, my Christmas break doesn't start for like another 2 weeks. But yeah, recently I've been playing a lot of Persona Q, which is actually really cool. Yeah, it's I'm actually really enjoying it. It's probably the best Etrian Odyssey type game for those who...
Sorry?
Etrian Odyssey. It's like
a dungeon crawler, right?
Yeah, a dungeon crawler where you have to like map out your dungeon because like there's no actual... You have to draw it out yourself. If you don't, then you're fucked.
That's wicked.
And it's like really hardcore and painfully difficult, but it's really fun. I highly suggest it if you like that kind of game at all. I'm finding it's a really good game to just kind of like have on my DS, and since I've been studying a lot, just kind of like pick it up in between study breaks and like play for 15 minutes here and there.
Yeah.
It's really fun. Other than that, over the weekend I went to a arcade in Toronto, actually, and I forgot how awesome arcades were. I went to one specifically. It's called Dave and Buster's.
Oh.
Has anybody been there before?
No,
I haven't been there.
I'm just wowing for no
we
reason.
all know about it.
Okay, so,
Yeah,
Legendary, man.
There's one in Toronto, and then there's also one in Niagara Falls. I didn't know about this place. I just like randomly went out with some friends, and they kind of went like, let's go to this arcade, and I like video games, so whatever. But yeah, I spent like $40, and we basically played for like we played like $40. That's a decent amount of money, but like I played games for like 4 hours, right? And there's like it also has this really cool like after 9 o'clock it's 19 plus only, and there's like a full bar. You can get people to bring you drinks wherever you are and stuff like that. It was fantastic. And just for like the games that they had there, they had like Jurassic Park, Lost World, House of the Dead 2, 3, and 4, Time Crisis 2, 3, 4. They had a Mario Kart arcade game. So it was like 4 people just playing Mario Kart. Yeah, it was fantastic. I forgot how, because that's one thing that I'm always kind of sad about, I guess. We kind of missed the whole arcade.
No, you're right.
Thing. Arcades kind of died out late 90s just because parents used them as like daycares.
Yeah.
But,
We're like that weird in between generation where like it's before the internet we have like 1 foot in the internet and 1 foot like pre-internet kind of thing. So like an in-betweener.
Well, at that point, not everyone had a console or a gaming computer. Now, freaking 5-year-olds do. So.
Oh man, yeah, like gaming computers. Like my family we got our first computer in like 2002 or something, and we didn't actually get like internet that I could use until probably grade 9 or 10.
Was this here in Canada?
Yeah, it's here in Canada. Yeah. So it was pretty bad. No, it's not that it was pretty bad, but I mean like, so we went through grade school and stuff without like all this internet stuff and whatever. But we also missed. Like we missed the arcade part of it, and it was really cool just like waiting in line. Like so they also had Ghost Squad there, which is a game that came out on Wii, and I played that game a shit ton with the guy that we keep mentioning, Ryan. We played it a lot, and when I saw it at this arcade, I was like, "Holy shit, Ghost Squad! Like I need to play Ghost Squad. I have to play this game on here," and it was really cool, just like. Sitting up there playing Ghost Squad and slowly like getting a crowd of people watching you or something, and like just watching you play the game, and then like people are like, oh, whoa, like you got like it was, it was really cool having that experience because I never really got to before. The most that I ever had that was maybe like playing a demo console at like an EB Games or Costco or something, and sometimes that would happen, but very, but like it was. Or just like playing ticket games and stuff. I don't know. It was really cool. I highly suggest you guys go there. I mentioned it to Ryan actually, and he wants to go. So
yeah, we'll do that.
Andrew, we gotta do this. We gotta do this because I was there with a bunch of people who played games. I like tripled all of their scores and stuff. So I need to go with you guys. It was fantastic.
Awesome. Whereabouts is this Dave and Buster's? Where is this? I guess for us Canadians.
Yeah, so it's north of Toronto. It's pretty much right in Vaughan.
By Wonderland.
I think so. It was like 5 minutes away from Vaughan Mills and stuff.
I know exactly where that is.
Wait, did they have those old Star Wars games?
Yes, they did. They even had like pod racers and stuff. And
I missed that.
Like, it was really cool.
Oh my god, I remember. Anytime I went to an arcade, the first game I would look for is Silent Scope.
Oh my god!
That
was fun.
That was the sniper one.
Yeah, it's the one with the sniper. And
okay, they had that one.
Yeah, because they actually have the scope. They actually have the scope that actually is zoomed in. It's just oh my god.
So I didn't end up getting to play that one, but it was. I did see it and I wanted to. I just.
Oh my god.
Didn't get the
Justin, they still have that at Cineplex. Next time you go, if you got some time to kill.
Which
$2.
Cineplex?
All of them. At least,
really?
actually, all the ones that have a little Palladium thingy attached.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Cineplex near here has like. And that's it.
Yeah, the one in Square One definitely does. Again, Canadian us folks.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just wanted to like bring up arcades and ask like, when's the last time you guys went to one? And does this kind of thing interest you? I mean, obviously, I guess from your reactions, it does.
Nostalgic kickback, man. That's awesome. I'd say what, like 2, maybe 3 years ago to the Palladium for someone's birthday, and it wasn't even that. Because they wanted to go go-karting, but it ended up raining, so we ended up staying inside. And he didn't like video games, so it wasn't a very pleasant experience. I freaking love it. Like every time I go back, I enjoy the whole like there's 8 to 10 people racing sims where you're in the little car and stuff.
Oh my god!
Along with freaking Silent Scope, along with stuff like Time Crisis. Every single time, if I'm there, I'm gonna play them one by one. It's just it's an experience. It's not even about hey, I'm having fun with a game. It's a full on experience, and it has been a while.
And like Evan said, it is nice to have that like social aspect where people are watching, or you're watching someone else. Like it's a lot of fun.
It's like local Twitch.
There's even it was even just really cool because arcade games have this interesting thing to them where there's a huge physical aspect to it, right? So now is when we play games at home. I mean, like there's quite a bit of skill that's required, but it's very much just like press buttons on a controller or something, right? It's not actually like when I was in the Pod Racer game, you actually had 2 joysticks. You push them get forward to boost.
Yeah,
and then
something
to
like
turn,
this.
you would like
Something like this, you know. Just...
Yeah, but those don't cost $200.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, you just walk around or like you even have all these light gun games, and light gun games are actually dead with current technology and stuff, right?
Pretty much, yeah. There's the Wiimote, that's about it.
Yeah, and it actually turned into a decent amount of like, oh, now like reaction time comes in. It was just a different. It's a drastically different skill to be good at arcade games versus like, you know, conventional computer and console games and stuff.
Right.
And I really like that. Like even just, you know, I played a lot of the racing games and stuff, right? It was really hard to get into that, like actually turning the wheel and, you know, like having to like brake and do it. Like it was a lot of fun. I never really thought about that with like arcade games, how there's that extra kind of layer to it.
I do miss it. I'll be honest. I actually went a decent amount actually. Some days when my girlfriend and I would be bored, we actually use Palladium as a fallback.
Huh.
Yeah,
Nice.
and we would basically,
That's awesome.
yeah, we would sometimes do some just some of the arcade games. Mostly, we wanted the tickets. She would look at a teddy bear and she'd be like, "I want that," and it's just like, okay, looks like I'll keep by for the next 2 hours, and then we'd be spending as many ways we can, getting as many tickets as we could. Unfortunately, there's no safe place to keep your tickets, and sometimes they disappear. And it's upsetting. We're heartbroken now, and it's That
happened when we were at this place. We went up and there was like basically it was like a knock the clowns down or something, like a carnival game, and we played once, and like 800 tickets printed out.
Yeah.
And the people we were there with, they had been like 3 times before, and over 3 times they collected 860 tickets or something like that.
Yeah.
And then me and Sarah walked out with like 1,000 tickets. We're just like, yeah, we feel kind of bad, but something fucked up.
Yeah.
It's not your fault.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. My problem is that when you put all your tickets into the ticket reader and they print out a receipt, it's like one of those like it's like a receipt you use with like when you get from like visas or making purchases. So that shit like will fade.
Yeah.
Well, that's the cool thing about Dave and Buster's. I've never been to Palladium, to be honest. I never. I never.
Well, yeah,
went.
you're not in Miss
Yeah, so Dave and Buster's, they had this really cool where it was a card-based system. So you just swipe you go up and you basically just like put your Visa in, swipe your card, and then like put $40 worth of like tokens on your card.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then when you go and put your tickets in, again they swipe your card and the tickets just go on your card. So me and Sarah are going to Niagara Falls over the Christmas break, and we're flat out going to go to the Dave and Buster's there and just like continue collecting tickets. Right? Because why not, right? Like it's just a franchise, right? Yeah, I don't know. I just more so just wanted to I highly suggest check it out. It was a blast.
Someday. It's kind of far for at least 2 of us.
Farther from me now.
It's true. It's true.
Good point.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah, we could all go sometime.
Yeah, that's.
I think as Evan mentioned.
Yeah,
Worked out quite nicely.
Maybe we'll stream us live playing games.
Not using my data plan.
Oh man, that'd be one expensive data plan. Speaking of which, speaking of games, and actually, if you, well, speaking of games,
No, what? It's like the worst.
So,
It's like I basically picture like Justin going like this, and he'd just be like, "Games." Speaking of games,
it's gonna be the worst
So, yeah.
transition you've ever done, Justin.
trust me, next year I will get a list of transitions that I will use, and I will cleverly integrate into.
But then we won't be casual anymore.
That's true.
Yeah,
As
that'd be
casual.
corporate.
Oh god.
Yeah. Oh God, corporate.
Corporate Nerdcast.
Oh, the day. That'll be the
I don't want no PewDiePie shirts.
The day. That'll be the day we're reading off teleprompters. That'll be the day.
Oh gosh. So speaking about games, Justin. Very relevant topic. No, seriously, what are we talking about?
So, if you're watching this right now, in the next probably 4 or 5 hours, if this video goes on up as scheduled, there's apparently an award show that you should probably check out. And
Tell us more.
well, actually, do you guys remember anything from last year's award show?
can't remember the last time I watched
A little bit.
There was an award show?
Sometimes like trailers come out from this thing.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
that's
What I most pay attention to.
that's the problem. It's just that, people watch the award show because it's, some really good trailers come out for it sometimes. Last year's was more so, oh my god. It was just, what's that guy's name? Yeah, the host of
Jeff.
Host of what?
Keeley? Jeff Keeley? I don't know. Anyways.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He was just harassing, like...
Keely, yeah.
Yeah, he was harassing them, and the guy from Community, Joel McHale?
Yes.
Yes, okay. He was just, like, insulting the entire gamer demographic as far as I'm concerned.
So, to be fair, that is that guy's comedy.
Yeah, I know.
If you ever watch that guy do comedy, it's literally just him ripping on everybody.
Yeah.
So, picking him, it was more so a problem of why did they pick him?
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I mean, I guess it is his fault, but, like, that's just what he does. That is his style.
Yeah.
But in any case, apparently there's one in Las Vegas this year, and hopefully it's not by the same people.
Hopefully.
And it'll be done by respectable hosts.
No, I'm pretty sure Jeff Keighley runs the show.
Sir? I think he's a producer. I don't think he's a host
Yeah.
for this one.
Doesn't his company run the show or something?
Spike?
Yeah.
You Spike? I did not know that.
He works for Spike.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he's
Spike.
Producer of the Game Awards 2014, LA, etc.
I don't know. Marty O'Donnell is composing the Game Awards fanfare, so that's kind of cool.
I don't know. The problem about all game awards that have happened in the past forever, because there still to this date has not been a good one, is that they're using people who don't give a shit about the medium to present the medium. Like, I remember one year they got Neil Patrick Harris to do it. I think that was 2011 or 2012 or something. And I mean, he's a great showman. Like, that's fine. But there's a reason why he does, movie and TV stuff. It's because he's in fucking movie and TV. Like, they should be getting, if they really, really wanted this stuff to actually take off, they should be using Justin. What?
Us!
Yeah, well, honestly, the people they should be getting Will Wheaton. They should be getting Felicia Day. They should be getting those kind of people where they're actually people in the community who actively participate in it, right?
Or at the very least, like voice actors from the biggest games, like Troy Baker, Nolan North, or
Jennifer.
for this year it would have been Troy Baker.
Yep.
The only reason why I don't necessarily agree with that to a certain extent is because then you start getting Troy Baker and Nolan North are definitely video game voice actors. Yeah. Right. But then you start being able to potentially bleed into you might get what's her face Paige.
Ellen Page.
Yeah, but that's how they sort of get a lot of people for things because when you're hosting a show, you're sort of supposed to just entertain people, and they're entertainer. That's why James Franco and Anne Hathaway host the Oscars, one of the most prestigious
Yeah.
film
Yeah,
thing.
fair enough,
You just
fair
get
enough.
entertainers, but
Yeah, and that makes sense as well but they're like they're in that medium too, right? So they're taking it seriously, and then you get because that's one of the biggest problems. Is like there was even because when you get people who don't care about the medium and who aren't interested in it, you start getting the really awkward jokes, like what we said with Joel McHale and stuff like that. I remember one year, it was like 2010 or 2009 or something, and there was a video that started like this was the starting video of I think it was Samuel L. Jackson who was hosting this. And like the first joke he made was like, yeah, all you gamers just masturbating in your parents' basements and stuff like that. And it's just like, all right, guy, like this isn't.
It's not relevant humor.
Yeah, this isn't relevant. And then like the first video that they played was a guy basically like having sex with a PS3, and then his Xbox walked in, and he was like, oh no, like no, like it was like getting caught cheated on. Like that stuff doesn't happen at the Oscars.
yeah.
Right. And
It's not cheap shots. Yeah.
And it's constantly happening at Game Awards. And I think the only way that we can, I personally think the only way we can get around that is if we start getting, like our Felicia Days. Felicia Day and Will Wheaton are the two that just keep coming to my mind, which I think they should host.
Or at least be a part of. Yeah.
Adam Sessler. Adam Sessler.
The problem about that is that he's a reviewer.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But he's like he's actually someone that's involved enough to you recognize, you put a name to his face, and you can actually say like, at least I can comprehend what he's saying, I can understand what he's saying, and he won't bash us. He's pretty fair in what he says, at least when he makes stuff.
Yeah, I guess. Right now, I guess like it does matter that as long as whoever's on stage, you can tell like, oh, they care about this.
Yeah. At this point, we have pretty low expectations. Just care about the video game industry.
I see Evan's points though.
Yeah, for sure.
Joel McHale, like he is an entertainer, like I said before, but he doesn't like this isn't his pet. Like this isn't his baby. This isn't like a passion of his.
There's nothing.
At least not evident by his actions.
He's not. I mean, it's fine to make those really cheap jokes and stuff because even that stuff happens at the Oscars. But at least like have some sort of you understand that this is important to a large group of people, right? And the problem is that most of the hosts just don't think it's important, and then that very, very much shows.
Yeah. It doesn't show in their passion. They end up making fun of that and the demographic they're trying to show it to.
Yeah.
Rather than just the show itself.
I really want to see Felicia Day and Will Wheaton host the show now because I think Will Wheaton. Man, I really want to see that now. Fuck.
All right. Well, anyways, they have a series of categories. This year is nominees and stuff. Let's see if we agree with anything they had to say and see if there's anything that's valid within their list. So I will send you guys the link before I start this, so that way we're gonna start from the bottom up. And do you guys want to do fans' choice? I don't think I'm qualified to do any of the fans' choice stuff except most anticipated game of the year, which is obviously completely subjective.
Oh, that's why these are empty. I see. I completely missed the fans' choice part when you said it. Sure, we can talk about it. Why do you not consider yourself qualified to do so, Justin?
Because I don't know who like the most trending gamers and esports and all that stuff.
Oh, okay, right. That's fair. I thought you meant like what we think, what our own thoughts are. Oh, okay. We're thinking what the answer will be, sort of thing.
Yeah. So let's go with the usual categories. We'll just work away from the bottom up because it doesn't make sense to start with game of the year. Like that's just that everyone's just waiting for that one. All right,
left up.
Top, bottom, left up.
No, I said like start bottom right and then zigzag if you want.
Sure.
I'll read. We'll start
before. Don't worry, we got this, guys.
Organization.
All right. So best sports racing game. Ooh. FIFA 15, Forza Horizon 2, Mario Kart 8, NBA 2K15, Trials Fusion.
As someone who has played none of these games,
this list is severely lacking Burnout Paradise.
But that was not a 2014 game, though.
This is the last racing game I played.
Fair.
Let's just toss it to Mario Kart 8.
No contest because we don't care or something.
Well, do we have?
I have not played any of these games.
Oh man.
Wait,
P-Mac-
What's that?
I'm just
Okay.
looking at some of these lists, and they
Yeah.
make no sense to me.
All right. We'll just throw it to Mario Kart 8. Just
Sure.
so
All right, how about just
Pass.
we'll each pick one and
All
we'll just
right.
talk about that. at
okay.
least.
So I'm gonna.
We're so organized.
Yeah, it's casual, man. We got this. Yeah, I'm gonna keep with Mario Kart 8. Just
Yeah,
because
man, I think you just pick any category so that we have stuff to like
Oh.
things that we have talked about or played or have.
sure.
Try again. I don't think any of us caught that. As in, what do you mean?
Like pick instead of going through every category and
Sure.
half the time being like I have never played any of these. Like each of us just pick a category and hopefully one of our two will have played like a couple of those games and we can talk about that.
best
So did you-
online experience.
So
That's
this was the
multiple
list
ways.
that I saw, and I went like, "What the? This list makes no sense." Because they're missing like they don't have WildStar and they don't have the new WoW expansion, and it's
yeah. Why the
best
hell don't they have the
online
new WoW
experience.
expansion?
Yeah.
Like this is literally like you're missing the two biggest online game releases of
So-
the.
So Dragon Age Inquisition released at the same point-ish as Warlords of Draenor, right?
I'm pretty sure
Best
it was
role-playing
like
game.
within the same 2 weeks.
Best role-playing game has Dragon Age Inquisition, which launched later. It does not have Warlords of Draenor at all, which
Yeah,
really confuses me because if it's
Well,
not an
see-
RPG, then what is it?
it's even weirder. Well, I mean, so the only argument that I can think of for that is that WoW has already come out. Like it came out in 2004.
Fair
yeah.
enough.
Right?
Fair enough.
But even WildStar came out this year, and that like made a huge splash in the MMO
True.
world, right?
True.
Like,
It made one of
Yeah.
the only splashes in the MMO world, really.
We could definitely
Well-
do best role playing game.
we could,
That's kind of what we're talking about already.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's
Well,
role playing game. So there's
Bravely Default, Dark Souls 2, Divinity, Dragon Age Inquisition, or South Park: The Stick of Truth.
Already, you guys played South Park?
no. I actually
No.
just bought it on the Steam sale.
I
I've heard fairly negative things about the actual gameplay. though.
Really?
really,
About the gameplay.
yeah.
Like the
I-
game itself is good and funny and hilarious.
I've played like 1 or 2 hours of it. Like I picked it up and I played, and I actually really like it. It's got that Paper Mario kind of turn-based feel. So like it's a turn-based game like Final Fantasy, like old school Final Fantasy, but you like every attack you have there's like a quick time event sort of thing to deal like extra damage or something or to defend. And I really like it. It's a lot of fun. Granted, I've only
So
like
you can
2
start
hours. in.
downloading it right now. Because I have been wanting to play it. I just haven't been willing to.
Yeah.
hit
Well, I'm
full
sure
price.
it's like entertaining, if nothing else.
You know
So
what's
what do we think is going to win here? Okay,
Drake.
why don't we do this? Why don't we say what we think is going to win
yeah,
and what we want to win?
Sure.
Because I think those are two drastically different things.
yeah,
Good
I
point.
agree.
So I personally think Dragon Age Inquisition is going to win this.
Yeah.
It's either like either that or Dark Souls. Like those are the only two that I can
I was
see.
gonna say, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what you think will win based on the votes, or what you want to win.
That's what I think will win based
Okay.
on what is here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I 100% agree.
yeah.
Like, I can't see any of these other games even coming close.
I wish I
as
would.
much as they're all good games.
Yeah.
Also, so far I've seen Dark Souls 2 in like 4 or 5 of these categories, which really confuses me.
Yeah, I don't remember Dark Souls 2 making that many waves, to be honest.
Yeah, it's in a lot of these categories.
Because Dark Souls won like every single game of the year award the year it came out.
True.
And
It's
also,
like cult classic at this point.
this year, because it's like sort of a transition year, we didn't get too many like super AAA stuff. So I think
Mhm.
Dark Souls came out at the perfect time. People were kind of thirsty for like a AAA type game.
Sorry, Andrew. What
It
do you
came
mean by
out-
transition year?
Like when the new consoles come out,
Oh, okay,
people
yeah.
it's usually like 1 or 2 years where it's like the game lineup is kind of terrible.
Yeah, you're right.
I think I'm gonna put my money on Inquisition only because there's not much role playing in Dragon Age 2. No, sorry, not Dragon Age 2. In Dark Souls 2 in comparison to Dragon Age Inquisition.
Like
So
there's no skill
we
trees
also-
and stuff like that.
Well,
We also need to remember that in a year where a Mass Effect was released, the best character of the year was given to a Call of Duty character.
Huh.
So,
What?
yeah, that
I
happened.
do not remember that.
I think it was like 2012 or something. Mass Effect 3 came out, and then
Ghost.
yeah, it was Ghost. It was like Captain
Oh my
Woods or whatever. Captain Woods won Best Character of the Year, and I was like, Mass Effect 3 came out. What the fuck are you guys talking about? All the reasons why I hate award shows. Anyways,
So
which is why we're gonna have our own.
yeah. Anyway, so yeah,
you talking about Call of Duty made me look at the best shooter category, and I saw Call of Duties in there, and I didn't even read the rest of them because.
So okay, let's.
I like
okay,
Call
so-
of Duty.
So we all let's
I just mean that's what always wins.
let's quickly wrap up the best role playing game, and I guess we'll move on
Sure.
to best
Yeah,
shooter.
yeah, yeah.
I just kind of
so-
pointed it out.
We all kind of think Dark Souls 2 and Dragon Age Inquisition is going to win.
One or the other, yeah.
I want Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yeah, you want Dragon Age Inquisition? What do you guys want to win?
Inquisition, yeah.
Probably
I-
Inquisition, mostly because it has more RPG elements, like Justin said,
Mm-hmm.
or feels like it.
Yeah, I completely agree. Although Divinity was really, really good.
Yeah, you were talking about it. I know
Yeah, you
nothing
love
about it. So.
Yeah, the problem is I think it's underhyped though.
Mhm.
Well, it's also it's not a finished game. Like I haven't. Well, no, it's a finished game. It actually is finished,
Okay.
but it's like so glitchy, and it's hard to the point of almost not being fun,
Oh.
right? Because it's like there's the way that game works is when you walk into the city, there's monsters and stuff, right? But the monsters only spawn once. If you kill them, they never spawn again. So it means that this game actually has a finite amount of experience. So if you mess up in that game, you actually it's literally just a reload. Like there's no you can mess up so easily and there's no way to fix it. It's almost too hard, and it's not hard in a good way almost. But I still really enjoyed it. Anyways, want to move on to best shooter?
Sure.
Sure, I think we're all in agreement on this one. So.
So because you were talking about Call of Duty, and I want to expand on that.
Yeah, I just
But
figured it would make more sense that
Yeah,
way.
so Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, Destiny, Far Cry 4, Titanfall, Wolfenstein: The New Order. Man, I've played all of these, and this is hard.
Sweet. Yeah, but honestly speaking, who's going to win, Justin? Based on popular demand and hype?
I actually don't think it's COD.
No, it's always COD.
Well, no,
I think-
because COD's been downplayed a lot lately.
True.
I think Call of Duty actually potentially. I think because there's Destiny and Titanfall in here as well.
That's fair. That's a good point.
Like Destiny was the top selling game this
For-
year. Pretty
yeah.
sure.
I think so, yeah.
Very, very
Um,
close,
so,
if not the top.
I could easily see Destiny taking this over Call of Duty. As much as I might even think Call of Duty at this very specific point in time might be a better game than Destiny.
Really?
Yeah.
I do think that.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think the jury just might look at it and be like, "Wow, Destiny made a lot of money and they sold a lot," and they just
Let's
be
hype it
like,
more.
"Yeah." Though I do see Wolfenstein, I feel so bad for it because it is such a great game, but it just did everything classically very well.
What do you
Man,
mean?
because you guys, I actually picked up Wolfenstein 2 months ago. I can't get through that game.
Really?
I just
Really?
don't give a shit. I played it and I got I just did an underwater thing. I forget where I am.
Yeah,
I just
the first
don't-
hour and a half is pretty bad.
Really?
It's not even. I'm pretty sure I'm past that. It's just it's the fetch quests in between each mission.
But it's
Like,
supposed to be a
all-
linear game.
What?
It's supposed to be a linear game. What fetch? Sorry, I haven't played it. I'm just.
Okay, so there's a hub that you go back to in between levels, and when you go back to the hub, it's literally just go and find this for me. And it's there's 12 people in this fucking room. I'm the one
Yeah.
going around killing all the Nazis.
But you get to
guys
talk
find
to
the
those
goddamn
people.
chainsaw.
I see.
See, it's just it's storytelling in a different way, and I do understand where Evan's coming from though. Like it is annoying. I'll admit. I finished the entire game, and trust
It
me,
is a
there's
fetch quest. There's no
there-
way that you can argue that that's
no, not at
No,
all,
but
not at
like,
all.
to be honest, I found like, because it wasn't like go get this and bring it here. It was like go talk to that guy to get the thing, and I talked to him, and I was like, man, I love that character now because I talked to him. I didn't even think about it as if I never that even crossed my mind.
The problem that I ran into is I spent for some reason I had a hard time finding the stuff.
Yeah. Oh
When they
yeah.
tell me to go find things. I'm just like walking around this place for like half an hour. I'm like, where the fuck is it? Like I just can just go and do.
But then you like find Max's toys, and you gotta go get the blowtorch. You can practice throwing your knives.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I looked at it less as a fetch quest, but more so an opportunity to explore what other people were doing, to kind of see like what they were like and try to see like their backstory kind of thing. So Andrew and I we're sharing a similar opinion about Wolfenstein.
I'm not saying it's bad. It's just
for sure.
The game gave me a lot of moments to put the controller down, and then whenever I put the controller down, I wasn't really interested in picking it up again.
Fair enough.
Like that's the problem I had with that game. And then Inquisition came out, and I just stopped giving a fuck altogether.
Yeah. And because to be honest, for out of this list, like the game I want to win would be Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
I think it's a toss up between COD or Destiny. I would put Call of Duty over Destiny.
I think Destiny will win because the jury will just be like, oh man, best selling game of all time, whatever. Because let's be honest here, like they look at it this way, and I want Titanfall to win. I actually do. I played enough Titanfall for me to actually say I look back at it like it's so far off. Like it was in March, so it's just like I kind of forget about it. But when I look back at how many hours I put in Titanfall, I've put in 200 hours, which for 1 year for me is a big deal because I can't even put 10 hours in
200 hours of anything is a big deal.
Yeah, like it's like
nobody looked at my Dota time
except for like breathing.
I'm pretty sure you're at 1,000, Evan.
I have about 14 or 1,500.
Oh Jesus! But yeah, like I think Destiny will win, but I really want Titanfall to win. Like, I respect their DLC policy in the sense that only map packs are that also causes its own issues because that's also the issue of multiplayer fragmentation. But the fact is that when you're adding gameplay to a game, that's free, and I enjoy that. Like anytime they incorporate new weapons, any kind of new experiences, that's free as long as it's just not map packs. And you know what? It's an interesting middle ground between the extreme DLCs of skins and weapons and all that gameplay, all that stuff, and then the other side where just everything is free. It's a nice in between, and I respect the developers for doing that, and that's why I want Titanfall to win. I think they're from a gameplay perspective and from a development perspective, they've done a lot of things that are very respectable in my opinion.
Respect.
Fair. Yeah.
Though I think Destiny's gonna take it just because there's so much hype around it.
I haven't played anything other than Titanfall in here, and I also think Destiny's gonna take it because that's all I've heard people talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard of like Call it Advanced Warfare is getting a lot of backing by people that you would not expect it to get backed by. Like even Total Biscuit is like, this is a good game.
Oh yeah.
Which is completely ass backward from anything he's ever said before.
Right.
It's caught. Yeah, I think Destiny's gonna take it though still, just because of the behind it. I have no idea. I think I want Wolfenstein to win. Personally, I don't think this is a really good year for shooters.
Yeah, it's been a really good year for shooters.
I said I don't think it's been a good year for shooters.
Really?
I think we have 5 really great games on that list.
I think it's I've played through all of them except for Destiny. Well, okay, I didn't play COD or Destiny, but
so you played 3 out of 5.
I know. The more I'm thinking about it, it's like at least I've heard of all these games and I have opinions regarding all of them.
I don't know.
Hey Evan, so you said it hasn't been a good year for shooters. What do you think it has been a good year for? Because I guess we can maybe use that as the next category.
Anything that has Shadow of Mordor in it.
That's actually
okay,
best action. This list is jokes.
I know.
So, best action adventure game.
You want to click it yourself, Evan, and find out who's going to win?
Alien Isolation. Assassin's Creed Unity. How did Unity make this list?
Obviously, the guys at the Game Awards have media cards.
I want everyone to know Justin said that, not me. So it's
Bayonetta
like
2,
a credible opinion.
Shadow of Mordor, and Sunset Overdrive.
My God.
I've heard of all of them.
You still haven't played Shadow of Mordor? Fucking play it.
I don't own it yet.
So good.
I bought it. I'm in the middle of Dragon Age Inquisition and Endless Legend right now, so but I will get to
fucking
it.
Skyrim, man. I finally started playing it properly. Skyrim is to me what Dragon Age Inquisition is to you guys. It's the same type of game.
You guys, Assassin's Creed Unity, hands down, 9 out of 10. It's gonna win. It's gonna win.
I honestly would not be surprised if it was.
I would
Wait,
actually,
I was kidding.
as a person who has always supported Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed, I would be absolutely surprised if Unity wins this. I'm gonna be ugh.
Just I'm always gonna bring up the reminder that Captain Woods won Best Character of the Year when a Mass Effect came out.
Yeah.
Like I would not be.
I think in this case, I think it might be Sunset Overdrive. It's either I think it's a toss up between Sunset Overdrive or Shadow of Mordor, and I think people might lean a bit more to Sunset Overdrive only because it's a completely new IP, it's a completely new universe, and it's yeah. But I'm not downplaying Shadow of Mordor by any means.
Those are all reasons why I don't think it's going to win because it's a new IP. I think Shadow of Mordor is going to win because it's in the Lord of the Rings universe.
And that has a huge following on its own.
That's true.
Yeah.
From the guys who haven't touched the game. Fair.
But then again, Bayonetta 2,
That is like the most niche game.
Yeah, I was going to say,
that's true.
people talk about it, but that's because people know what Platinum Games is.
It's a game that not many people played on last generation that came out on the Wii U. So it's a game that not many people played on a console that many people have.
The people who did play it proclaim, and probably with good reason, that it's like their favorite game of all time.
Yeah,
but there's not a lot of those people.
To be honest, I want Bayonetta 2 to win.
I want it too, dude.
I loved Bayonetta 1 so much.
We're both like
Bayonetta
hardcore Platinum Games fans. Everything they put out is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
More or less. So, like, I'd love it too, but...
But that doesn't change that Shadow of Mordor is obviously the best game on this list.
Wait, we were just talking about Assassin's Creed, man. What happened there?
What?
No? Not Assassin's Creed, then?
I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if it won.
I know I was kidding because Assassin's Creed was horrible.
I think Shadow of Mordor is going to win. I want Shadow of Mordor to win.
Probably. Yeah, probably. It would make sense for it to.
So, do any of you guys know what qualifies as a narrative?
No, I was just going to click that. Let's find out.
So, apparently,
I got nothing.
South Park, Stick of Truth, Walking Dead Season 2, Wolf Among Us, Valiant Hearts, Wolfenstein: The New Order. So apparently, as long as there's someone talking in the background of a game, that is a narrative.
Great.
I think narrative more so means like overall story.
Yeah, but there's
storytelling.
Yeah,
I think these are good story games.
Yeah, they are.
That's true.
Definitely. That's probably one of the.
Okay.
The one thing that I didn't mention this when we talked about Wolfenstein before, but Wolfenstein surprisingly had some really, really powerful sequences, which I was not expecting from that game.
Huh.
I just wish they happened without bullshit in between. Anyways, so what do I think Walking Dead's probably going to win this.
Yeah, it's season 2. Oh, season 2. Cool.
I haven't played a single Telltale game, but I have Telltale games in my.
They're pretty bad, and then they became really, really, really good.
Right around Walking Dead season 1, it was just like, holy shit, you guys.
Okay, good stuff, because that's the one I have.
After season 1, all of their games, and apparently the new ones are really good too. Like their new Borderlands and the Game of Thrones one.
Oh yeah, there's those. I completely
Apparently
forgot.
the Game of Thrones one is good. See, that's what it's so weird that this is happening so soon because I feel like Game of Thrones, like easily could be on this list.
I think there are stipulations where like it had to have been released by November, like the end of November.
Probably.
Or
possibly, rather.
I think November 25th. They cut it off.
Weird.
Yeah. All right.
So would Game of Thrones potentially be on next year's list then? Or
probably.
Yeah.
It would be on next year's list.
Depends on, I guess, how many waves it makes. Something like that. But
what other? Oh, let's talk about Developer of the Year. I think that's a fun topic.
Where's that? Oh, there it is.
All right.
Can we say shittiest developer of the
Wow.
year? And like
Wow,
have
why-
5
why?
Ubisofts?
Why
Well-
are they on the list? Okay, go ahead.
So, Blizzard,
Okay.
Monolith, Nintendo, Telltale, Ubisoft Montreal.
That's why I was like, what is going on here? I mean, Far Cry 4 wasn't terrible.
And I mean,
And it-
Child of Light had a pretty good launch.
And The Crew just came out. We don't know much about it. So maybe? Now, who are we kidding?
They did Watch Dogs too, right?
Yes, they did, but was that this year? That was this year. Oh, wow. Huh.
Oh,
You'd think
it's
it
not
was
in.
last year because it was
it's-
announced 30 years ago.
Oh my God, yes. I
Sorry.
keep forgetting Watch Dogs came out this year, and I'm actually not surprised it's not on any of these lists
Obviously.
because they probably forgot about. Anyways, I'm gonna ask a dumb question, and I'm gonna be like, oh, it's them. Who's Monolith?
Shadow Mordor, bro.
Monolith's gonna
And
get
rip
it.
off your testicles.
Come on, man. So they made Gotham City Imposters, Guardians of Middle Earth, and Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor. What I mean by that is they made Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor.
I didn't listen to a single
Dude,
word
Gotham
you
City
said.
Imposters was actually pretty cool.
I didn't listen to a single word you said until you said Shadow of Mordor. I'm like, okay, that's all that matters. They're gonna win.
They did make Fear and Fear 2 though, a very long time ago. So I mean, take from that what you will. I never really got a chance
I
to play
wonder
them.
if Nintendo will get it.
Nintendo is like a funny contender to me because I feel like they're not. It's almost like putting up like Sony. It's not because they are like a first party like developer, but they kind of aren't as well. I just find
Yeah.
it fun.
How so?
I don't know. I think
'Cause-
that
They're like an empire. They're not like a developer. It's like
What's
they
up,
need to
Evan?
be up in the next weight class. There needs to be a weight class higher than this.
So I think the problem that happens whenever people bring up categories like this is a lot of people start to think of, who came out with the best games this year or something like that, right? But I think a better way of looking at a category like this is who responded best to like consumer problems, who has the best Ubisoft should not be on this list. How like for example, I think that CD Projekt is one of the best developers
Absolutely.
in the current game industry because of the way that they handle stuff like Witcher 2. They noticed that the DRM was actively slowing down the game. It put like a 2 to 5 frame hit on the game.
Yep.
So they flat out removed the DRM and gave everybody 100% free DLC for the
Like, here, have
entire
fun.
game. Right? They literally just went, oh man, like we trying to save our ass, we fucked over you guys, so here. Like to me, that makes a good developer.
Yeah.
The games, like arguably any developer can make a good game. We've seen that with Gearbox. Right? Like shit developer randomly came up with a good game. So I think but I wonder how they're gonna. I think they probably are just gonna go with like who came up with the best game.
Yeah, to be honest, like I don't know what best developer of the year means.
It's so vague.
Honestly, I'm surprised Respawn is not on this list for the exact reasons I just listed out, saying how they handled like people who played the game before it came out and stuff,
Yeah.
and they're just like, go ahead, we're not going to reset your stats either, just have fun.
Or it's like there's that this War of Mine, that game came out, and the developers actually flat out went to the Pirate Bay page and put like 20 game keys and just went, hey guys, like.
Yep.
If you can't afford it, here's the game because we want you to play it, right?
Yeah.
Like that's really cool stuff. The fact that Blizzard released a new WoW expansion this year, it's gonna happen every year. It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. Although I think they're on here for Hearthstone more,
Hearthstone,
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
and
probably.
Either way though, right? Like
Yeah.
like that's or like the fact that Nintendo released another Mario Kart. I mean, Nintendo did a fantastic job of making the Wii U relevant this year. I will definitely give them that.
true, yeah.
The Wii U at the beginning of the year, Wii U was an absolute laughable joke, and now I arguably want one more than I want an Xbox One.
Smash and Mario Kart, I'm assuming.
More
Bayonetta
Mario
2.
Kart, Bayonetta.
Oh, true. Hey.
Wind Waker
I-
HD.
There we
Fucking
go.
hate the new Smash.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about this before.
Oh, okay. I don't know anything about it, but yeah, we'll leave that for later.
Bayonetta 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bayonetta 2.
Wonderful 101.
They managed to make a console that has enough unique experiences that I can't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
With my PS4, and even if I get an Xbox One, I don't really care about getting one because all of the experiences that those consoles offer me, I can get on the PC.
Right.
Pretty
Right?
much.
Like there's very the only game I think I bought this year for my PS4 was Destiny. That was it.
True. And that was an exclusive.
Yeah.
And you're right, we usually do end up getting them for PC anyway for the arguably superior experience.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Well, no, let's not beat around the bush. It is a superior experience.
Oh,
I
said most of the time because if anyone with an AMD card tried playing Unity, it would have been the opposite.
Well, the problem there is that they're playing Assassin's Creed, so it's just like, shit.
Shots fired, Justin.
Yeah, it just sucks.
I'm sitting here with my Intel NVIDIA. I'm running 60 frames at 1080p.
Fair enough.
You
and that other one person who had something good to say about
yeah.
the game.
But
Yeah,
But yeah,
him,
you're right.
Him and the developers is what you're saying.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
yeah. Anyways, so this category, I can't decide, not because they're all excellent choices, but the exact opposite.
Oh boy.
Nintendo. Because they're that friend that you don't talk to anymore, but you still kind of care about them. So
That's from that Dorkly comic, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
I don't know. They said something very similar. Like what consoles were like as friends.
I'm gonna say Telltale because they released 2 games within this year, and they're like the little guy in comparison to everybody else, and everybody loves them, and everybody who doesn't love them will start loving them now. So,
although to be honest, they're like The Walking Dead and Wolf Among Us is great, but every time I play those games, I played them on the PS3. I'm like, oh my god, this is like 4 frames per second. They cannot make a game worth of shit.
Well, that's because they originally were for PC, weren't they? The earlier games?
The problem is Telltale, they're really good at crafting a story.
Yeah, but their
and
games as games are terrible.
I didn't know
The reason why the Walking Dead games kind of actually took off as good games is because previous to that, they tried to add like gameplay elements into all of their adventure games.
Oh.
And then The Walking Dead just flat out went like, yeah, fuck all the gameplay stuff. We're
Just
pretty
choices.
much not going to have any
It's
of this.
just conversation,
yeah,
dialogue.
Right.
It's just like
But
really,
it's
really well.
Engrossing, immersive, good conversation.
I still remember the first like puzzle in The Walking Dead season 1. It's like, oh, this radio won't work, and I turn it around. I'm like, maybe I'll check the battery. It's like, oh, there are batteries in there, and I just like flip the batteries. And then it's like, oh, you fixed the radio. I'm like, are you mentally insane?
You can do that?
Like,
oh goodness.
and I'm like, oh, that's our big puzzle for this episode.
I almost want to say Monolith. I know I freak out about Shadow of Mordor and stuff, but I do have reasoning other than just that they came out with Shadow of Mordor. It's the way that they presented their game up to release. It's how they released really in-depth like developer diaries, and just because of that, they also very much brought through how passionate they were about this game and how hard they worked on it. And I really like that because it makes me, care a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
Like the fact that they actually documented all of their copyright issues with the Lord of the Rings sagas and stuff like that. And they were like, yeah, so this is where we ran into issues and this is how we got past it. This is the Nemesis system. We want to add these things, but we don't know if we can. Like they were incredibly transparent with their development. And I really, really like that.
I'm going to probably go with Nintendo just for the fact that they made the Wii U something more than just exist this year.
Yeah.
And they take care of their people. So, like, you still hear nothing but positive about Nintendo. It's just when the Wii U launched, you didn't hear anything about Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nobody talks shit about them or their games. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't own any Nintendo titles.
I don't want them to win, but watch it be Ubisoft Montreal because it's gonna be the pity card. It'll be the massive pity card. But anyway, I agree with Amel though. Nintendo deserves it. They've been working really hard this year, and I've been swaying. I actually made a pretty good argument that I don't want to share my screen with, like, if I'm playing on Xbox One and PS4. I don't like sharing my screen right? When doing like local play with like friends and stuff. Wii U actually, like Nintendo actually does a pretty good job of finding a way to have multiplayer games where everyone's kind of sharing the screen.
At least they're first-party titles.
Yeah, they're first party titles. Yeah. So like
I'm
Mario.
Oh, right, 'cause
sad
we're
they-
talking developers. Sorry.
I'm so sad they haven't actually taken advantage of that second screen to make more gameplay oriented.
Yeah.
Like there was that Penny Arcade comic that said like, oh yeah, like what if for the Wii U they had a D&D game where the DM was using the tablet and dropping in monsters, and everybody else was using Wiimotes on the TV, like fighting them off.
We were just
like-
having this conversation this weekend, I think.
Like it's there's so much room for these amazing gameplay experiences, like asymmetrical design with the Wii U, and it's not really being done. I mean, it's still kind of a new console, so we'll see. But that's what excited me most when I saw the Wii U release, was there's just all this opportunity for asymmetrical design. Like certain players will have information that other players won't. That's really cool.
Right. It's yet to be implemented beyond the first few games, but I mean, step in the right direction, right?
Yeah.
If I understand correctly.
It hasn't been implemented at all.
Oh no, not even their first-party titles yet. Oh, okay.
Not even anything has.
What about Fable Legend?
What's that?
Because that's basically the D&D kind of style where you have the one person doing the dungeon mastering and like summoning minions, and you had four other people.
PS4 and Xbox One now.
It would make so much sense to be on Wii U though.
That's what you mean.
Yeah,
That
I'm
would be
pretty
cool.
sure that that's not coming out on Wii U.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that is disappointing.
Which is
That's part of
surprising
the-
because they used their, like when the DS came out, they used that bottom screen really well. in, like, all their games.
True.
So it is surprising that they haven't leveraged their gamepad at all.
Wow,
really.
it's just Xbox One.
Yeah, I was gonna
Well,
say.
it's Microsoft, right?
Mhm.
That's why.
It's a
Like, it's
Fables
published-
game.
Oh right,
Yeah.
Lionhead
Yeah.
is Microsoft exclusive. I forgot about that.
This is, just correct me, this is the same Fable series that we all know of, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, then it's...
Though it has nothing to do with it at this point.
Yeah, it's whatever.
So
It's-
another category that I want to just make fun of due to the ridiculousness of it being a category, best remaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
What the
year,
hell is that?
this year
Why,
they
and why is GTA 5 on it?
because it was remastered.
Yeah,
It's like, okay.
it's literally an excuse to give an old game another award. Like
Yeah,
three of these games came out last year.
yeah. That's exactly why I was saying, why are they on here?
At least most other years for remasters and stuff, it's like, oh yeah, these games are a couple years old or whatever. But literally, Grand Theft Auto 5, Last of Us, and Tomb Raider were on last year's Game of the Year lists.
So something like, I guess, Resident Evil HD Remake would make sense. Is that what you're talking about? Like, that would make sense because it's old.
I still don't think best remaster is a category that should ever exist.
Oh, that's what you mean in general. Okay.
But I'm like in general, but then also like especially this year, it's exceptionally pointless.
Right. Plus, I thought Tomb Raider Definitive Edition was literally the Game of the Year version of last year's Tomb Raider. Isn't that
But-
all it is?
On
They also
PC.
They also upresed
Oh.
everything and
Yeah,
like
they added the hair. the hair
That
design.
hair physics, man.
and they
Yeah,
added
right,
like a
right.
ton of lighting with the skin and stuff. The game actually looks exponentially better.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't have an issue with these games being released because they all, except for Last of Us, that one doesn't make any sense to me. But
People liked it. So-
no, I mean like Last of Us remastered, like Last of Us, whatever. But like just it being remastered so soon after was like, okay,
Right.
fine.
I would argue that the only reasoning for that is for the Xbox people who jumped to PS4 but wanted an opportunity to play Last of
Oh.
Us. That's the only argument that I have for it. Other than that, I 100% back you.
Yeah.
It was 100% sales based.
Yeah. I mean, I understand. Like, at least Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire and stuff. Like, those are legitimately, basically new Pokemon games, just based in an old.
That was
region.
also the series where you couldn't transfer that over to the DS.
Yeah.
Like those Pokemon were
Oh.
locked into the old advanced system,
I see.
and you could never actually get any of those like generation exclusives onto the next ones.
Right.
So, and like Master Chief Collection, by far, like that game, awesome.
Crap.
Gorgeous.
Even though the multiplayer didn't work.
Yeah, the multiplayer is broken, but you still get to play 4 games for $60, and you get to play some of the best shooters ever made.
Are
Yeah.
they all the same storyline, same voice acting,
Yep.
everything?
It-
Okay, good stuff.
Everything's the exact same. It's
except
just
for
like-
except for the cinematics, they completely re-rendered them.
Well,
No, I
Holy
think just for
crap!
2, right?
I bet.
Just for 2. The one, I think, Master Chief
Blur.
Collection. I think Halo 1. They just reused last 2 years ago. They released the anniversary edition for Halo.
Oh yeah.
I think
yeah,
they just reused that,
Okay.
and
But for Halo 2, they used all blur cinematics. Right?
everything is
Good stuff.
redone. And I don't know what they did with Halo 3. I think they just brought it over, and I'm surprised they brought it over so easily.
But Halo 3 was Xbox 360, wasn't it?
Oh right, that's true.
Yeah.
So it was already HD. They probably just reused the recording and upscaled it.
But they could have made it look nicer.
Well, sure. They could have done a lot of things.
And
Like,
Halo
made them-
4,
like,
a
made them
$60
upload.
game that was previously there, now it's like $60 with additional things, and
True.
it's such a great value. Like it's
Yeah.
if this doesn't win this category, I'll be so upset. Watch it be like GTA 5 or something. I'd be like, ugh.
I don't.
Anyway.
I don't see why that's there though. It's just the next gen release. Before PS3 and Xbox announced, they said they're going to be releasing it on the next gen consoles next year. It's not a remaster. It's the same fucking game. I don't see why that's even there. That's why.
Have you guys seen Game of the Year?
Yeah, let's talk about that, and because
Do we
it's
wanna go there?
getting late. We'll
Oh,
do one more.
Bayonetta 2, Dark Souls 2,
Oh,
Dragon Age Inquisition, Hearthstone, or Shadow of Mordor.
fight! Considering you guys are going to say Dragon Age Inquisition and Evan's going to be torn.
Yeah, Dragon
Dude,
Age
this is gonna be
Inquisition
like
can
it's gonna
take
be a
your
fucking
Shadow
hard
of Mordor down.
My
It's gonna
game
be a-
could beat up your game.
What will it be?
I think yeah. I think it would be Dragon Age Inquisition. I actually want Bayonetta 2 to
Yep.
win.
I'm with you.
The
Like,
game
And I want Hearthstone because it really took the market by storm. And
Yeah.
now it's like everywhere. Everyone's
Hearthstone
talking
is-
about it. It's really created its own like kind of MLG category, and people are playing
Yeah.
competitively and stuff. Like it's sure, I mean it's a casual game, but like it's a completely different demographic, and they've really, it's like
is that game really picking up like competitive play? I have no idea how that game. Could be
like yeah. As far as I'm aware, yeah, it's picked up
There-
it's picked up a lot.
There's competitions and stuff for it.
Yeah,
There's just so much randomness in that game. I have no idea.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
it's
there's
yeah.
flat out like you use a spell and it's like this randomly hits 4 enemies on the board. You can damage yourself. Like it's
Yeah, it's the way I would describe it is if Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic had a baby.
that's a good way of putting it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
you guys should all play Netrunner.
Wait, what?
Oh, I remember
Mm.
playing Netrunner.
Oh.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm the same way as Andrew. Like, I want Bayonetta 2 to win, just because, I mean, seeing their stuff, it's fantastic, but it's going to be Dragon Age Inquisition. Or possibly Shadow of Mordor. I haven't played it, so I couldn't say.
Yeah, that Nemesis system, man, that
yeah.
was impressive.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah,
was-
it's gonna be an interesting fight between Dragon Age Inquisition and Shadow of Mordor.
yeah, definitely.
That's for sure.
I still think Dark Souls 2 has a very, very competent chance in this.
Think so?
Yeah, it's probably if we look at this game strictly in terms of popularity, Dark Souls is probably one of the most popular franchises in games
Yeah, cult
right now.
classic at this point.
I wouldn't even say it's a cult classic. Like it's
No.
moved on from niche to just being like when it comes
Oh.
out, it's just high sales, right?
Yeah, it
right,
did sell a lot. It sold over 1 million copies for sure. I know that for sure.
Yeah, like it's a pot. Like I don't think Dark Souls 2 is out of this race at all.
Okay.
Just nobody
It's not-
mentioned it, so I thought I'd give it a little.
Okay.
Yeah, I would put Dragon Age and Shadow of Mordor ahead of it, but
Yeah.
barely. Like, to be honest, I think any of these 5 games could take it. Like,
Right.
Even Hearthstone.
But I mean, like, yeah, Hearthstone is like everyone looks down on it, but it's like a completely different market, and
Yeah,
a lot of
exactly.
people are enjoying that. So I mean, I've played it, and I like not long because I'm not good at it, but I still had like a decent amount of fun until I started losing a lot. But I mean,
Right.
yeah. Yeah.
I have
But
no idea so I'm just not gonna answer because I have no idea.
Yeah.
This is too hard. Sophie's choice.
yeah. So I guess
This
we'll
is
see.
like they're trying to decide between which of your children dies and which of your
Oh,
child
gosh.
lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
All of
This
them,
is
so you
for
have more
this.
time
This
for
is
games.
the same kind of reason why I have not done like my top 10 games of all time that you nominated me for.
Well,
Yeah.
bad luck for
nominated
you.
Me, I'm like, yeah, fuck, like this is gonna take weeks.
Bad luck for you, Evan, because I hope you have is a month enough to prepare at least top 5
Well, I know what my top 2 are.
for this year?
If I'm pretty sure anybody who watches the show can like call that out what my top 2 are gonna be.
Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor is on there somewhere.
And My Little Princess, Magic is Forever.
Ah, man, you got me.
I thought it was God's game.
This year had some good games.
So yeah, for those who don't know, we're gonna host our own award show because categories are dumb.
That's a great tagline.
Yeah, because categories are dumb.
Categories are dumb.
We're gonna make a trailer and it's gonna be Casual Nerdcast Award Show 2014 because categories are dumb. So yeah, we're also gonna condemn people too. So that's good. That's gonna happen.
Is this like developer shaming or
No, I think it's game shaming.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I'll have to rework what our categories, but I mean there's very loose. We don't break it down into genres. We just have our top 5 and talk about who did what best, and basically whatever this is, we're not doing this. we're doing our own thing, and we'll figure it out. We still have a month, but tune in. We're probably gonna do this live on January 7th. If anything changes, probably January 9th. You'll see it come on the Friday at noon as we usually do. So yeah, that is that. I'll probably be watching this in shame. Are you guys gonna be watching this?
Nah, I won't be here.
Like I
Which is good.
have an exam the next day, so
I'll text you all the
Yeah.
exciting parts.
Sure.
I heard Arkham Knight is gonna have a trailer playing or something.
Yeah, we've already seen a bunch.
Yeah, but this
so
is
I don't
yeah.
think anybody needs a trailer for that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
know
like-
that they're gonna buy it.
Yep.
Like I
That's
saw
true.
like 5 seconds and I went, yep, done.
I saw like Rocksteady, and I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I'm buy
all you
this.
need to say is Rocksteady's making the next Batman,
Yep.
and you just go, all right, cool. So when's it coming out?
Who do I give my money to and when?
Yeah, I
Let's-
hope there are gonna be more meaningful IP announcements during this award show.
Yeah.
I don't
Quick
think
question.
so though.
Rocksteady's only made the Batman series, right? Except for Origins.
Yes.
Like, have they made anything else?
Maybe.
It
To
says
the internet.
I feel like
Urban
they.
Chaos, Riot Response, 2006 on
Yeah.
the PS2.
That
So
game
no,
was actually kind of fun.
I have no idea what it is.
They made a
Yep.
bunch of other
Well-
games.
It's a police riot squad game. Awesome. Cool.
They also
Anyway,
pretty much made Shadow of Mordor.
who?
Monolith apparently. There's speculation that Monolith was actually developing a Batman game,
Oh,
but then a bunch of stuff happened and they had to switch development streams and they started making Lord of the Rings game, which is why the combat is exactly like Batman.
okay.
So they probably have and it's also the same publisher and stuff, so they probably actually have the same underlying engine.
Fair enough. Cool.
Cool.
All right, sounds good. So I think that wraps it up for us. Let us know if you enjoyed the award show. I have no clue what it's gonna be like. If it's anything like last year, it'll probably be a complete
us-
mess.
Let us know how embarrassing it is, Justin.
Yeah. Oh, I will. And tune in for January when we host our own award show, one that actually makes sense.
Fuck categories.
Hopefully. Yep. We're it's just gonna be sweet and short, and we're also going to have lots of fun. And we may not be casual. It will be a formal event. Yes, so dress accordingly, gentlemen.
Especially if you're watching.
Especially if you're watching. If you're watching, you should dress accordingly as well.
Very important.
Yes. All right, guys, that's about it. Tune in and see you guys in a month. Toodaloos
Or something.
or something.
Praise
Bye.
be to Mr. Hawking.